Good morning, guys. Seton HVAC here. It is Saturday, November 7th. Why am I still saying November? Saturday, December 7th, 2024. Boy, oh boy. We're already 7 days into December and I'm still saying November. Unreal. Got a gentleman this morning. Just moved into the area about 3 months ago. He's got a heat pump system. And he wants me to come take a look at it and make sure that it's nothing wrong with it. So it's just going to be a kind of a quick check of the system, make sure it's working the way it's supposed to be, make sure it's not filthy or any of that good stuff. So I'm gonna go out and do that real quick this morning, and then I got to head over to that remodel job and get him some better ventilation in one side of the crawl space. He's worried about the humidity levels. So I'm gonna go over there and reconfigure some of the ducts down there, and I'll walk you through that. So anyway, that's what I'm doing today. Not gonna do a live stream this evening because I'm going out on a date night tonight with the wife. So we're gonna postpone that until tomorrow after my Seahawks game. So that should be fun. I'll be nice and lubricated for that. So anyway, I'll see you guys once I get out to this job. If I don't get any shots here, I'll definitely get you shots on job number 2 today. Alright guys, we got ourselves the old XE 1100 4-ton. I'll show you the indoor in a second. I'm going to get this panel pulled off. Let's see that coil. We'll pull the panel off. We'll get a good look at this coil. See what she looks like. These are pretty resistant to getting dirty, so I'm gonna get my gauges on it and we'll see what kind of pressures we got. Alright guys, we got this is heating mode, by the way. So we got 103 on our low side, 181 on our high side. Let's see what our little train charts tell us. You guys are sitting about 48 degrees. Let's see what our chart says for 48 degree outdoor temp. It's our heating side here. These are indoor dry bulb. That's about 70 in there, so we'll do the middle curve at 48 degree outdoor temp. We should be about, it says we should be, it's a little cooler than that. Around 200. Let's see what our suction pressure should be. About 49. It says that should be around 60-ish. Yeah, I don't know if I believe these charts, man. Don't know if I believe these charts. Like I said, guys, I don't trust those train charts. Really, they're never dead on. If you can read that or not. 62 and rising on our return temperature. I'll go inside to get our supply temperature. Sorry, I'm really fighting this cough today. Daughter's sick all the time. And I think it's sucking in. I think it's sucking in cold air. Our return air's got to be warmer than that. Alright guys, it's pretty mild today. It's almost 50 degrees outside. So I got my temp meter on the inside and it's reading 93. My return was about 60, probably about 64, so we're good there. I'm not worried about our temp split. It's good. Look what they did here. They didn't put a trap on here, so we're going to put an easy trap on here for him. They even had to cut this door a little bit to get this off. They got this so tight, so I'm going to redo all this, make it service friendly. Excuse me. I'm going to check my heat strip, see what they energize with a 2 degree difference on the thermostat. And we're going to check out this coil, make sure it's not dirty. He just put a fresh filter in there. Alright, she looks so pretty clean. Look at the other side. I don't see any signs of any rusting or anything. Yeah, she looks good. See the clean filter in there. Got the power killed. I'm going to check this blower wheel and make sure it spins freely. Make sure it's not dirty. Check out my heat strips real quick. Looks like a new capacitor there. Fairly new. Alright, then we'll go outside and check the components on the heat pump. Alright, we got our meter set on microfarads. This is a 20 microfarad capacitor. Let's see what we got here. Oops, that came off. 20.33. We are good. Let's go check the components outside. Check the contactor and we'll check the capacitor. Hey, what do you know, guys? Look, a quick little shout out to Curtis. Didn't even know we had a HVAC guy in this area. Interesting, huh? Alright, let's go outside. HVAC guy. I don't even think that guy's still in business, even though it shows that he did a service in April. Funny. Alright guys, I'm going to pull my gauges and stuff off of here, and then we're going to check out the run capacitor, and we're going to check out the contactor, make sure that it's within specs. Alright guys, ohming out my contactor. We got 8 ohms. That's a little low for my liking, so I'm going to recommend that in the springtime I'll come out and swap out this this contactor. But what do you guys think? If they're below 10, I usually recommend it. So let's carry on. Let's check this capacitor. All right, guys, we got an old turbo torch here. Turbo 2000 capacitor. Let's see what she's reading here. Seven. Let's see. They had it on. Hold on a second here. Yeah, they had it. They had the compressor on here. Herm's here. So that is 47. I'm assuming it's probably a 50. I'll have to check. I'll check the model number, make sure. But if that's the case, it's probably still within specs, but it's getting close. Let's check where they had the fan, which was here. That was 7, so I'm assuming that was supposed to be 7. But yeah, I'll check. I'll see what the factor is supposed to be. It's either 45.7 or 50.7. I'll check the service manuals on it. But she's running good. All right, guys, she's all buttoned back up. Let's we're going to double check specs, make sure that 8 ohms is fine on that contactor, and we're going to see if that factory run cap is supposed to be either 45.7 or 57. If it's 57, I'm going to recommend replace it next visit. Oh, and also let's go put that trap on, and we're done for out here. Don't fix what's not. Teflon tape. We'll get it put out further away from the door so the door's easier to get off, for crying out loud. My trusty $10 easy traps. you this right, you don't need a tape measure. Basically just going to be just like so. Just a little bit off of it. All done. Easy, easy. Simple. I'm not putting a secondary, it's a garage. And this safety's not hooked up either, so all good. 12/7/24. I know his sticker's nicer, whatever. Alright guys, we're pulling out of here. Last thing I did for him was he had his outdoor sensor stick stuck right here to the side of the heat pump. That's never going to work. It's going to get temperature from the frost on the coil. So I pulled what slack I could. I just strapped it to his thermostat wire. It's kind of hanging there. It gets away from the unit a little bit, so it'll sense better for him. So he is set up right with the lockout outdoor sensor when they put a new thermostat in for him, so that's good. The old 11 SEER XE 1100, manufactured November of 2000. Alright, I'm out of here. I'm on to the next one. Alright guys, rolling on out of here. So that's typically what I do on these heat pump jobs for people that just purchased a home. You know, I actually did more for him than I normally would, just because of the age of the equipment. But typically it's just a good once over, make sure they're not going to have any issues. You know, that thing's been running solid for 24 years, it looks like. Don't do too much to it, and it'll keep running. You know, back to those train charts, you know, he's getting a good split. He's getting a good delta T, like I should say, on the heating side. I didn't check any cooling, it's too cold. You know, if he has any issues, you know, I'm only about 6 minutes away. I'll take good care of him. You know, I checked the vitals on it. I checked all the small components, the usual suspects that will break on a heat pump. And then you know, I inspected the coils, made sure they were clean. They're fine. He's got a fresh filter in there. His system's set up good with the lockout for the heat pump. I like to see that. I love it when a contractor comes out and adds that to these old systems, so they're not running when they don't need to, you know, the electric heat. So anyway, I'm going to stop back by the shop. I got to grab a few parts, and I'm going to head out to my remodel job and do a little bit of duct fixes in this crawl space. So I'll be crawling today on a Saturday. How lovely. All right guys, we're back in this crawl space. So there's the 6-inch we got cut in. Down in the crawl space here, I got a mishmash of parts. I got a 644Y. I got a bunch of 4-inch elbows. I got 4-inch pipe there. I got some 6-inch pipe, some 6-inch elbows. So we need to do, so get the shadow off there. So we need to get that pipe over through there, and then there's 2 back corners. One back corner there, one back corner over there. We're going to get a 4-inch run back too, just to get some air movement through here. So that's what the customer wants. That's what I'm going to give him. Lighting kind of sucks down here, I know. Not sure what you guys can see, but I got about 8 feet of pipe here all the way to the end here. I'm going to put an elbow in my Y, and then a 4-inch over all the way to there, and then one all the way behind me. Oh, that's lovely. All right, guys, I didn't get you any more shots down in that crawl space because it was too dark and too tight back in there, but I got those ducts ran pretty close to the corners of the do I have a headlight out? Hold on a second, I'll be right back. All right, headlights are good. I thought I saw one of my headlights out. I didn't want that happening if I'm driving around in the dark later. What was I gonna say? So yeah, hopefully we get some better circulation down in his crawl space there. He said he had some humidity issues down there, so you know, until we get that exhaust fan hooked up for that crawl space, he's not going to get real good air circulation because there's nothing drawing that air out of there. So well, I'm doing what the customer wants. That's what I try to do. So yeah, let's get the heck out of here. I'll be back here next week probably for a day or two to finish up finally.